All right, start some questions and stuff.
Alrighty. Hey, everybody. We have a very special edition of the once and future seekers of Veritas Life Adventures here with Jathan, because unfortunately, even though I claim to be an IT guy, somehow I forgot to click the record button the last time we were all together. So you get a one-on-one 2-minute interview with Jathan Gumpton and his life since graduating both high school and Veritas. So, welcome, Jathan, and your 2 minutes starts now.
All right. Well, after I graduated, I went to college in Texas for a little bit and didn't really have a big aim in my life. Like I was just going for general studies and got my associates. And around that time, my cousins were looking for a service tech out in Panama City, Florida. And in my mind, I was like, well, I don't really want to go to university yet because I was like, I don't want to spend all that money without having a good vision on what I want in my life yet and stuff. But I was like, you know what, Panama City sounds pretty cool. They got nice beaches, like let's try this thing
It's
out. So
Florida.
it's Florida. So yeah, I went and I started working with them. And when I moved out here, honestly, I wasn't at a good point in my life. I was just a hot mess. And funny enough, my cousins got me plugged in at this church over here called Lighthouse, and I started coming here and was wanted to be a part of their worship team and everything. And funny enough, I got into some big trouble from some addictions in my life. I used to just like drink every day. And but I uh when we did this thing called like Discover Lighthouse, and it was, hey, before you start volunteering and serving with our team, I want you, the lead pastor, his name's Cole Bailey, he would share his story, and hey, this is my testimony, this is my story, this is our church, this is our vision. Before you hop on the boat with us, I want you to know where we're going. And so he did that the first Sunday, and then on the second Sunday, we would split off into our groups and say like, hey, if you want to serve in with our youth team, if you want to serve in with our kids, if you want to serve in with worship tech department, whatever, like this, you'd split up into your groups and you get to meet everybody and everything. So but that Friday night, I decided to go out with some friends, got into some trouble, almost got a DUI, and still came
Oh,
to church. Did I not tell you that?
no, no.
Never.
But
I've never told you
I
that.
heard more of the story, but not that. No. So,
I almost, no, really.
yeah. I mean, that's okay. You don't have to explain yourself to me.
No, oh well, yeah. I mean, God knows.
Exactly.
I honestly, this is so weird. I really thought I've shared this with you before, but so that happened. But I was just a hot mess when I came to there and at this church, and they took me in, and I came in that Sunday, and when we split off in our groups, and we had to sign this honor code and everything, and did a background check and all that, and I didn't even have my license to fill out the background check. Because I got suspended, and I had
It sounds like a
was
great
just
start in the church you're going to be at.
oh yeah, no, this is great. But I had came to them and I was just like, hey, like I want y'all to know this just happened. I gave them the whole spill. I just got in trouble for X, Y, and Z, and if I like, I want to be a part of your team, but if I can't, like, I totally understand. And I said, if you just need someone to press the buttons on the like computer to jump slides for the lyrics, I'm like, I'm your guy. Like, I'll do that. Like, just get me in with the music and stuff. Like, I love this. But they looked me in the eye and said, hey, people make mistakes. It's okay. Like, and this is just one of those. And they took me in where I was at, loved me where I was at, but loved me too much to just leave me there. And so since then, I've breaking addictions off my life. And funny enough, a couple of years later now, I'm working at this church as their worship assistant. And God's just given me so much grace and so much opportunity and stuff. So,
And when
question?
people usually hear you break off addictions, it's like, but I fall back on. But with you, I mean, you haven't had a drink in how long?
It was so it was August when I got pulled over of 18. It was September when I had stopped drinking, because even after I got pulled over, I still didn't shake it off or anything. I like quit for like 2 weeks, and then slowly kind of like, oh, I could just have one a day. It's not bad. And then eased it back into my life. And it wasn't until a good friend of mine Kaylee Pickett, she would just look me in my eyes and was just shared her story with me and was just like, hey, like, I know where you've been, like, this sucks, but, and it hurts me to see you this way, and like, I want more, like, I can see more for your life and I want more for this. And so like, it just shook me there, because I was just like, man, I was so self-centered and so um self-indulged that I wasn't realizing or like even thinking of how any of my actions were affecting people. Like, obviously, like,
Hmm.
you have your big things, like, I could have killed somebody, like, while I was driving, which didn't happen. There was no wreck or anything like that, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And even just the effect I was like leaving around everyone else, just being around my friends who would have to like stop me from, they'd be like, hey, bro, you need to chill out. You need to chill out. And I'd be like, nah, I'm good. And I'll pop another bottle or whatever and just like chug another one down because I'm feeling great, and um, that's literally like how it would be. And my friends and my cousins and people that like truly cared about me would have to like pull me out of the water thinking I was gonna drown.
So they
Like,
did that, and you've been off how many years now? So 18 to 3.
2.5, I guess.
And
It
not
was
only that,
18.
but you started cutting
Yeah,
out
almost
other
3.
things in your life. Like I remember talking to you afterwards, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't even own a TV anymore."
I
So,
started selling things because honestly I needed the cash to like pay for all the lawyer thing and everything. But I mean, yeah, I don't even have a TV in my
so he
room or
kind of
anything like
he
that.
kind of broke you hard and redeemed you at the same time.
Yes, absolutely.
Love that. And so now you're there working for the church, and you also are a full-fledged grown-up because you just last year.
Yeah,
What'd you
it
do?
was December of 19. I bought a house, and it's
Nice.
a little 4-bed 2-bath, built in like
All to yourself?
1956. Oh, I don't live by myself, but
Is
it was all by myself. I started renting out the rooms to kind of help with the mortgage and everything, and it's great because it's all guys from
that
our
the
church.
only reason? Yeah, there we go. You're also helping
Eh,
minister to the guys at the church. So,
Yeah.
how many guys you
So,
got living with you?
so we have 3. It's a fun group. We got Bobby, who's 66. He details cars for a living. So he's like our local dad and grandpa. Um, he serves everywhere he can at the church. Like, he's with our youth, he's with our young adults, he's just a good like father figure for a lot of the people who don't have those in this
So
and
you're at
like,
minute 5/6.
sorry.
So we're no, we're gonna have to do a sequel to this so people can hear the rest of the story because apparently I didn't even know the whole story. But to
That's great.
finish it off, I wanted to hear your one highlight and low light from your time in Veritas.
Okay, I'll start with the low because I love ending on a high. The low, I think, would
Figuratively
have to
speaking.
yes,
Yes. Okay.
figuratively speaking.
Okay.
Yes. I'd have to say is learning portions. I'm still not the best at that. Because every time we went on hiking trips and went on like, I would eat my lunch before 11 a.m. because I would just be so hungry, and I thought of myself as a little train that had to stuff all the coal in first to burn it or something, like, for us to get all the way up this mountain. But then,
That's
I'm
awesome.
like starving by 2 p.m. or whatever, like, where's more food? And like asking the girls like, hey, can I have your granola bar? And
Literally
whatever.
stealing food from others so
Yeah.
they don't have enough. But
Yeah.
okay, what's your high?
Oh gosh.
By the way, you're
As
going to
far
keep
as
learning that lesson the rest of your life, by the way. So,
hi, gosh. There's been so many good times, but one of the things, it's kind of funny, that always really stuck with me, is one of the things you said to me on our first trip. And okay, so one of it was like, from just, I've never had an experience like this until I went on a hiking trip with you, and so I was so like eager just to see the top. I would just go 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 go, and like honestly kind of like just for the anticipation and to see like the top of the mountain and everything. But before we even started our hike and we're throwing on our camel packs or something like that, and you had to throw extra stuff in your backpack, I was like, hey man, can I like help you or take the load off or something like that? And you're like, nah, I like the pain. It reminds me that I'm human. And like I was like, all right, dude.
Did that blow your
um
mind?
I was like, huh? But just just we all need to be reminded that, and like there's purpose for all the struggle and the tribulations and trials in our life. And through that, God produces perseverance character, and character, all those good things. um but
And I can attest that it is one of your highlights, because that is the same one you said the last time that I forgot to record. So even if
is
you
it
didn't
really?
remember, yeah, yeah. So
That's so
apparently it did
funny.
stick with you. So what's your church's name?
Lighthouse Church.
So Jathan Gumton, now the assistant worship pastor.
I wouldn't even go worship pastor or worship leader. This sounds so
Man,
official.
whatever. Assistant worship
I'm
leader.
I'm a worship assistant. That's what I am. So I do what our worship leader tells me to do, and that's what I do.
Close enough.
And
Close enough.
yes,
So I
okay.
hope you've enjoyed this edition with Jathan, and we will definitely catch up more with him later. Thanks, buddy, for being on here, and we'll get your face on the big screen soon.
All right, love you.
Love you too, bud. Bye.
Peace.